He just returned from Turkey, where he had surgery to grow from 5'5" to 6 feet tall.
Wow.
Growing taller is one of the most searched for goals in health and fitness, especially for those who feel like they missed their window. Today we dive into the controversial, complex, and cutting-edge science behind height after puberty. Let's start with the basics. Height is primarily determined by the length of your long bones: femur, tibia, fibula, humerus, and spine vertebrae. These bones grow from soft cartilage zones at their ends, what we call the growth plates or epiphyseal plates. They're active in childhood and adolescence and fuse at the end of puberty, triggered by a surge in sex hormones, mainly estrogen in both sexes. Once they ossify and become solid bone, you stop growing naturally. No amount of stretching, pills, supplements, or posture hacks will give you actual new bone growth once the plates close. Can you grow taller after fusion? The answer depends on how you define growth. For true bone lengthening, there's only two paths: surgical limb lengthening and unproven stimulation of postpubertal chondrocytes. Speculative, biohacking realm. Let's unpack both. Distraction osteogenesis. This literally forces your bones to grow longer. Your bone is surgically broken, often the femur, thigh bone, or tibia, shin bone. A device, internal or external, is attached to both sides of the break. Every day the device pulls the bone segments apart very slowly, typically about 1 millimeter per day. This destruction creates a small gap, and new bone tissue grows to fill the space. The surrounding muscles, blood vessels, and nerves are also stretched over time. This process takes months, and a full recovery can take a year or more. You can gain up to 2 to 3 inches per bone, and some undergo multiple surgeries to lengthen both the femurs and the tibias. But it comes at a cost, not just financially, but physically, emotionally, and mentally.
It was the most painful thing that I've ever gone through in my life.
The financial cost in the USA, $75,000 to $250,000. Abroad, maybe Turkey or India, $20,000 to $50,000. Insurance rarely covers it because it's usually classified as cosmetic. Then there's the pain and physical toll. Constant pain during lengthening requires daily physical therapy. Muscles become tight, stiff, and weak, and there's the risk of nerve damage, joint stiffness, or infection. The emotional cost, long recovery times, temporary loss of independence, and some report depression and anxiety during the process. You're not just lengthening your bones, you're putting your entire body and mind through a war zone of reconstruction. Most people who undergo limb lengthening are men between ages 20 to 40, often short in stature, 5 feet 2 inches to 5 feet 6 inches, struggling with height dysphoria. This is mostly about self-esteem, dating, job opportunities, but I think mostly dating. Some report life-changing boosts in confidence, and others say it just wasn't worth it. Let's talk about risks, because they're very real and brutal. Some common side effects: muscle tightness, joint stiffness, pain when walking, and loss of athletic performance. Serious risks: nerve damage, chronic pain, Malunion, leg length discrepancy, and fat embolism. Not everyone walks the same again. This isn't for athletes, it's for those willing to sacrifice performance for height. Speculative hormonal or stem cell therapies. Some biohackers claim that high doses of growth hormones, stem cell injections, or IGF-1 can influence late-stage cartilage. But no clinical evidence shows these treatments can reactivate fused plates. IGF-1 may strengthen bones, but not lengthen them once the plates are fused. Now, be careful. There are tons of scams out there promising height growth after puberty. Height growth pills? Total scam. No pill can reopen growth plates, unless there's some new ones invented I don't know about. Stretching machines, these are great for temporary spine decompression. Peptide therapy, unproven for height increase in adults. You can optimize your appearance, posture, and proportions. Here's how it works. Posture correction by fixing anterior pelvic tilt, strengthening core and glutes, and release right hip flexors. Decompression training through inversion table or hanging from a bar can temporarily relieve spinal compression. Gains are usually temporary but help posture. Heel and sole inserts can help, but you don't want to overdo it. Subtle shoe lifts can give you 1 to 2 inches. You want it to be settle. You don't want to step down when you take off your shoes. Then there's styling and clothing tricks. There's videos on that you can check out. So, final thoughts. Limb lengthening is the only true way to increase height after puberty. But it's not a decision to take lightly. It's real. It's proven. It works. But it comes with an incredible cost. You're the one who has to decide if it's worth it or not. This is when I tell you to make informed choices about your health. Try improving what you can, and make peace with what you can't. This is the natural way. Thanks for watching.